Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. How can I make my husband, my kids love Allah, love Jannah? The Prophet ﷺ, over and over again in the Quran, is told in different ways, إِنَّكَ لَا تَهْدِي مَنْ أَحْبَبْتَ. He's told that you can't guide who you love. He is told that you have to realize Hidayah is in the hands of God. Now, Noah, his son, did not believe. Ibrahim, his father, did not believe. And similar to your question, Lot, his wife, did not believe. It's hard to think of that. I have family members that aren't Muslim. A lot of them, all of them, all of them. The reality is we can pray for them. We can call them to Hidayah. But at the end of the day, you are not mukallaf or responsible for their acceptance of that. Now, with the children, I would say, teach them Iman. Show them Iman. Live Iman, and they will remember that. The mother is the first madrasa, as they say. You will be the lessons of Iman that are engraved in their heart. Sidi Ahmed Zarruq, he says that I learned Iman from my grandmother. I learned Iman from my grandmother. He says, when I was a young boy, I used to go to the Quran class, and in the middle of the day, the teacher would let us out and we would go home for lunch. And he was raised by his grandmother. And so I would come back into the house for lunch, hungry, and my grandmother would say to me, "Ma عندنا طعام." We don't have food. تعال نفتش البيت. No, she would say, تعال ندعو الله أولا. She would say, let's sit down on the prayer rug, we pray, and we'll ask Allah for food. So he would pray 2 raka'ah. Him and his grandmother would raise their hands and they'd, Ya Rabbi, Allah give us food. Ya Allah, bless us with food. They'd make the dua. And she would say, Ta'al nufattish fil bayt. Come on, let's go. Let's look around the house. But she had already hidden the food in the house. And the young boy would search around the house and he'd find the food. And he'd say, Grandma, I found, Allah gave us food. And he would reach his hand to eat. And she would say, oh, nashkur, we got to do shukr first. And then they would make dua, Ya Allah, laka alhamdu wa laka shukr. And then she would say, okay, now we can eat. And then he goes, Ha kada allamani iman. He would say, this is how she taught me faith. You have to model faith to them. You have to show them gratitude. You have to show them, they have to see you on your prayer rug. They have to see you making dua. For your husband, he's a grown man. He's a grown man. You aren't mukallaf. You won't be asked. You'll be asked, did you fulfill his hukuk and things like that, but you won't be asked about. Yes, do your best. Yes, of course, I'm not saying that. But I want to relieve you of the burden of thinking that you are responsible for their hidayah. But as far as your kids are concerned, yeah, do your best. But at the end of the day, are you better than Noah? Are you better than Noah? Because Noah's a prophet of God and his son didn't believe. I know that's hard, but when we accept that, it makes it easier for us to deal with our reality. See, the prophet being taught about these other prophets made it easier for him. Ma nuthabbit bihi fu'adak. These stories made his heart strong. Sister, I'll say this to you. I don't care how, oppressive your husband is or whatever. He ain't Pharaoh. And Asiya gained Jannah being married to Pharaoh. Do you understand what I mean by that? Now, the whole MAGA stuff, brother, sister, political, all that, I wouldn't worry too much about all that stuff. Focus on his iman, his prayers. If he supports some person you don't, but he prays all his prayers, will he go to Jannah? Yes, he will. If he's in a different political party than you, but he believes in Allah, does he gain Jannah? Yes. So let's worry about al-aham, what's most important. I wouldn't worry too much about these political affiliations and things. Men like to just do these things over chai and talk about these things. It's what people do. Drink chai and talk about politics. Don't worry too much about that. Work on your children's iman, work on modeling it, and play some good lectures out loud in the house so your husband can hear them and things like that. And you'll be okay, inshallah.